Hey Cynthia, my name is Iman. I thought I would just take the time to shoot this quick little video for you and give you a couple of tips on how you can increase your website's Google ranking. So with that being said, let's dive in. Okay, Cynthia, so I came across your company in the Kirkland Facebook group and I found your website. It looks good for the most part, so great job on that, Cynthia. So, a couple of things. I noticed that you guys do painting and you serve areas around Kirkland. So, for this example, Cynthia, I'm going to be using the phrase Kirkland painting because I know that painting is your main service, and I'm going to assume that Kirkland is the city that you're targeting. However, if you'd like to rank in Google for multiple cities, that can easily be done by just adding a locations tab and then different location pages. So you could have Kirkland, Bellevue, Renton, whichever cities that you serve, and then each one of those would have their own location page. So I don't want to get too technical on you, but if you'd like me to go into greater depth on that, just let me know and I'll shoot another video to you. Okay, so I put Kirkland painting into Google. And I went all the way up to the 10th page, Cynthia, but I couldn't find your company, Bohemian Painting, anywhere. So I used this tool called SEO Scan, and I just put your website into it. And I'm going to be focusing on the title tag and the H1 header tag. So I'll explain what each of those things means. So the title tag is basically just the title of your website. So for example, when I put in Bohemian Painting, Washington, your website comes up over here. And so this over here would be your title tag. However, Cynthia, it's really important to make sure that the city is first and then the niche and then your company name. So in this case, I would change the home to Kirkland Painting, and then you can leave the separator and keep your company name Bohemian Painting. I would add a space between Bohemian and Painting, unless that's how it's spelt. But yeah, so just change this to Kirkland Painting, and that's going to be great. The H1 header tag is essentially Google's first impression of your website. So when you go onto your website, it's the first thing that Google is going to see about your website. So in this case, you don't have an H1 header tag. So Cynthia, it's really important to use the keyword Kirkland Painting in both the H1 header tag and title tag. So in this case, you want to change the header tag to say Kirkland Painting. And then underneath, you could always put your company name, Bohemian Painting. However, you want to make sure that's the first thing people are seeing. So I would just add an H1 header up here and input Kirkland Painting into that. So with just those few tips, Cynthia, you're going to be able to rank higher on Google because new customers really only go for the first few companies that they see on Google when they're trying to make a decision on of where to get their service from. So these are all your competitors, and it's really beneficial to have those first few spots in Google because it's like 80 to 90% of customers go for the 2 to 3 first companies that they see. One more thing that I wanted to mention, Cynthia, while I have you. So I noticed that you guys have a Google My Business account, which is perfect. However, it's really beneficial to have a business address. It just lends more credibility and trust to your company, and Google also will reward you for having a company address by boosting your SEO ranking with your website and your Google My Business listing. So I would just open up a PO box if you don't want to use your home address or you don't have an actual office, and I would click Own This Business. Google is going to verify your business and send a postcard to the address that you input. So if you need any help with that, Cynthia, let me know. I can do that at no cost. I usually charge a couple $100, but once you get your business address, if you'd like me to verify your account, I can definitely do that for you. And there's just a couple things I saw on your website that I wanted to mention. I see that these icons don't link to anything. I would just input the link. So for example, for the Facebook icon, I would just link it to your Facebook page. I would link this to your Instagram page and etc. That's just going to help with the flow of the overall website. Google is really all about the end user experience. So if you're able to make these few changes, it's gonna help you, and it's gonna gain more trust. There we go, with your website to Google. In Google's eyes, they're gonna see that as being a more credible source. So definitely, I would highly recommend you do those things that I mentioned. If you have any questions at all, Cynthia, definitely let me know. Once again, my name is Iman, and I love to help local businesses like yours. It's what I love to do, it's what I specialize in, and I help them rank top on Google so that they can grow their customer base radically. So I hope that was helpful, Cynthia. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for your time.